COVID's over.
Dollars for a stadium to be built outside of Buffalo.
We have to talk not about just individual behavior, but about the system, right?
Realize that the credit bureau is nothing federal about it.
So for the believers, it's just like, I have to believe, the God in her, just like she has to believe it in me.
Can't hear you, brother.
Yo. What's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up, man. I lost more things. How my brother's doing from the last 4 weeks. Man, listen, man, first of all, before we get started, man, I want to shout out our man Dame. If you notice, Dame isn't here right now. Dame is doing some other things that he got going in his agenda, man. He got some big things popping from what I understand, like with his career and stuff like that, some moves he's about to make. So I want to say we love our brother, man, and wish the best. But you will not see the last of him because he will be on the show to give us little segments of things that he's going to do and some topics when we come up, especially when we talk about that hip-hop, because you know how passionate he is with that and stuff like he's doing with the framework. But anyway, my brothers from another mother, how you guys been, man? Talk to you in 4 weeks, man. Derek, talk to me. Not 4 weeks, 7 days. Talk to me.
Hey man, it's nice like this where I'm happy that my brother lets me go first, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on here with 3 other brothers, man, that are highly intelligent, can talk their asses off. So this is my time to let you know what's been happening. All right. So I'm gonna go in reverse order with what I'm doing. I'm gonna be real short. You know what I'm saying? Try to be short. I'm doing well, man. Family's doing well. Casa de Bazemore is doing well. We're doing our thing. I'm gonna actually go back. Because I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm gonna go from the weekend. Sunday, we meant to get to the Harlem week, last day of Harlem week, man. From what I understand, that was a fantastic last day. I saw the video of Babyface sitting on the stoop and all of that. It really made me feel like, damn, man, we missed that. We should have went. My wife and I had plans to make it. I was really had planned to go take my whole family, but we didn't quite make it because we were kind of recovering from the weekend, you know what I'm saying, from the night before, So Saturday, that was Sunday. We kind of hung out and stayed home and whatnot and just chilled out. Saturday, we hung out with some wonderful, wonderful friends. Shout out to Brooke and Jermaine Washington. Their anniversary dinner. They've been there 9 years married. We were out here in Levittown, had a wonderful hibachi spot out on Hempstead Turnpike. I can't remember the name of the place, but check it out. We had a lot of fun, man. They put a penis balloon on my head and hit me with sake all in my mouth and whatnot, man. I don't know. I felt
fire for that.
Yeah, son, I felt violated. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I felt like. Damn. That was my feeling right there, man. I kind of felt violated. I didn't know if it felt violated or high, whatever it was. I was there. I was high. I was drinking, and it was a good night. We, after that, we adjourned to their place. They live in Queens. We went back out to Queens, hung out there, and came down. Wonderful friends. Friday night. What do we do Friday night? It's just a 50-year-old moment, just to completely skip my head, man. But Friday night was a fantastic night, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I remember. But it was like that, But here's the highlight of the week. Here's the highlight of the week. It's a damn thing being 50 years old. You can't remember nothing, man. Right there, and you just poof, falls right out. But Thursday, I want to tell you, Thursday afternoon, and this was the highlight of my week, and I hope my man checks in. I met one of our viewers. I met my man Sean Coggins. All right. Don't ask, I just met him on a humble. I was providing services, mentoring services, support services out in the field. And I just happened to run into him on a humble. And this was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see, man. I could not get it out my mind. Watching him, his wife was there, his son was there. It's a wonderful thing seeing man, woman, and child, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful, gorgeous family. Gorgeous family, wonderful people, and it was just it was a sight to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope he checks in so I can shout him out tonight, and that's what it was, man. That was me. Maybe later on I remember what I did Friday night. I can't remember, but it was a great night. That's all I remember. But I hung out. But that was that's right. It was in Brooklyn. That's what it was, at Brooklyn at a barbecue with some friends, playing spades, whooping ass at spades, barbecue, one of those deals. But anyway, that was it, man. You know what I'm saying? Wonderful having I got wonderful friends. I got a wonderful life, man. I feel wealthy every day, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I get to come here on Wednesdays and do this, man, with y'all, man. So it's a great feeling, man. So normally I take this to Damien, but I'm going to holler at Gordon tonight, man. What's going on with you, Gordon? Talk to me, brother. It's my pleasure. What's happening with you?
He's frozen.
He's frozen. Wow. Perfection.
He's still frozen, right?
Okay.
All right, let's go to Kelvin. What's up, Kelvin? Come back to Gordon. I'll shoot it
back. What up, Gordon? You might want to go out and come back in. And shout out to Gordon joining us tonight. Let me say this. First of all, good evening to the viewing audience and to my panel, the co-laborers, the crew on Let's Chop It Up. Let me say this. Other night, I get a letter, and the letter says that my student loans are forgiven. Now, you get a lot of rhetoric like that. There's a lot of people out there always scamming and stuff like that, right? So I said, let me just see if this is real. So I call the next day to see if my $49,000 of remaining student loans, because there's only so many forbearances a brother can get. And so I called and they was like, yes, you have a zero balance for your student loans. And I want to say this. If Joe Biden and Vice President Harris think that they can buy my vote by clearing up $49,000 of student loans, they're absolutely right. 4 more years, Biden and Harris. That's the team right there. One of the greatest presidents of our time. That's right. So I knew I could wait them out. I knew all these years, everybody told me to pay, but the forbearance and the hardship is the way to go. But no, on the real, and I'd be remiss if I did not say, those people that say it's unfair because they paid their student loans, you're absolutely right. You're responsible. You did the right thing. For the brothers that was one of the minimum wage brothers back in the day, sometimes you need that grace and that mercy. So I appreciate it. Now I got to hand it off to the point guard, number one in your program, point guard. Thank you so much, point guard. You're extraordinary. Also, people don't know he is secretly Melly Mel's Ghost Rider. Oh, we gonna bring Gordon back. Gordon, go ahead.
Apologize, fellas. Having some technical difficulties on my
end. No problem.
What's going on with you, Gordon? Talk to us.
What's up, brother?
First and foremost, I want to thank you all for inviting me in. You know what I'm saying? It's just a privilege to chop it up with you guys, just like it says on the show. Mm-hmm. What I've been doing mostly, I went down to Hilton Head over the weekend. I think I even mentioned it to you, D. I'd never been down there before, so it was pretty cool. Actually, it was pretty hot. It was hot.
Hilton Head's the devil's living room, boy.
Yeah,
damn. That's like that. Gotta go.
Man, what?
But the time it was relaxing. You got a chance to hit the beach. Drove down to Savannah for like an hour or so. Hit one of the ferries. Drove through a rainstorm. But you know what I'm saying? It was all an experience. So I had a great time. Back to reality now. Working, coaching. Working with this 12 and under football team. So I'm ripping and running, man. You know how I do.
Yeah, man. So, man, what's going on my week, man? So, my son turned 17. So, I got a 17-year-old now. That's good. My man's going, which will be
all right.
Yeah, but he go to a little special needs senior year. All right. He gonna take the little Down syndrome girl to the prom. He told me about it, man. So it's gonna be fun with that, man. Hey, listen, she drew a lot, so it might be kind of fun for him later on.
Yo, I met D's son for the first time. And let me tell you something. He's not little D. His son is bigger than him now. His son is bigger than him.
Yes, my son is 6'2", 251.
Yeah.
He's a big kid, man. So then, but I want to shout out. Thank you. I want to shout out Shauna and Ray, who always checking. Ray's under the weather. They had to go to the hospital. Hope everything works out with him. So let's say our prayers for Shauna and Ray. And I want to shout out our boy Chicken Wing, who got COVID again. Love chicken wing, man. So anybody was showing some love, yeah. So he was down out. This fool almost got me sick. The second time this happened to me. The first time I was proposing to Masali. I was getting ready to set up for him. He said, "Oh, but it was Christmas time. Come over my house for Christmas." And this fool had COVID, and I already had this thing planned, and I had to find a COVID test down south before I could go into Masali's house. And it's so hard to find a COVID testing in North Carolina because the South don't believe in COVID. So that was the whole thing. But this time he told me to go over his house when he said he wasn't feeling well, and I brought my mask. Thank God, because he got sick and a whole bunch of other people. It was a super spread at my job right now. A small spread. I won't say super spread yet, but like a few people in this one building got COVID at the same time. But shout out to Chicken Wing, man. But yeah, man. So that's all for my week, man. I ain't doing nothing much. I'm looking forward to this coming up weekend and Labor Day weekend. I will not be in Brooklyn. I like my life. So I love my West Indian peoples, but god damn, son, y'all like to shoot and stab people on that day. I don't know what it is on that day. Anyway, Jam, you get ready. Yeah, shout out to Shano, yeah, man. Or Chicken Wing, man. Hope he'll get well, man, soon, man. But let's get into it, man. We at that time, man. So Jam, what we got first? We got Trump saying he will be arrested Thursday. Well, that's tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday in Georgia for election charges. Jamie, can you play the clip for us, please?
Former President Donald Trump says he'll surrender to Atlanta area authorities this Thursday. This comes after he and 18 others were indicted last week, accused of trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. As part of a deal with the Fulton County prosecutor, Trump's expected to be fingerprinted and have his mugshot photo taken on Thursday. He's then set to be released on a $200,000 bond. Under the conditions of the release, Trump can make no direct or indirect threat towards any potential witnesses, including his 18 alleged co-conspirators. This includes posts or reposts on social media. Trump now faces 91 charges across 4 separate criminal cases. He denies any wrongdoing in them all.
You thought you was different, huh, Snowflake? Thought you was different.
Shit just got real.
Yeah, it did.
Well, for those that know, Giuliani got brought in today, and got all his charges against him. I mean, chickens come home to roost, and this is karma. And I don't feel bad that everything that's happened to him. I'm real excited to see Giuliani get arrested in Trump, because what the shit he did to black young men, that he had power and policy that he had played back in the day that sent a lot of brothers away. So I'd rather see him. I want to see them all go, but I'm happy to see him go first, because same thing he used against a lot of brothers in civil racketeering charges, and mob people, white people too, got affected by that. Now he's getting a taste of his own medicine. So happy when the system works out. Shout out to the system.
There's only one thing. There's only one thing intriguing to me about all of this. The only thing intriguing is how the GOP handles it. Everybody running against him knows that they cannot say anything derogatory about him. They all know that. They know that he still runs the party. He's still the face of the party. They know that. So they got to all act like he's being railroaded here in front, not say the wrong thing. The only person that's trying to jump out the window is Christie, and obviously that's a bay window or whatever. But the reality is he knows that he has no shot either, but he's going to try to go the other way and try to criticize Trump. The Trumpsters, they're going to vote for him regardless. It doesn't matter, he's infallible. So if anybody thinks it's going to, do something to his base, it's not. We know that. All it's going to do is empower his base and make them go harder. The question is, what happens to the rest of the party? That's all.
That's very true.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm about to go buy me some gold, man. I'm serious. I'm be like the damn conservatives and go out and buy some gold, because they just ain't gonna let this. Let me say, them January 6 dudes, they just ain't gonna let this go down like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm gonna watch them. I got what I need in my house. I ain't gonna say what it is, but I got what I need, and I'm gonna buy me some gold, man. I'm gonna sit in the cut, man, and wait for something to happen, bro. I don't know how this is gonna break, but we better pay attention. I'm trying to tell you right now. It's getting crazy right here, man. You know what I mean? It's really getting crazy. But shout out, man. I'm serious. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy America while it lasts. I don't know what we're doing, because we at war. We at war. Niger's at war. We at war in the Ukraine. We're doing all this other wild stuff. Every time I turn on the internet, it's a new distraction. And now Trump is doing what he's doing, whatever. I don't know, man. It's just feeling a little weird at this point, man. I'm serious. So buy you some gold and sit in the cut, man, for real. That's my advice.
Sitting this one out, right, Derek?
Mm-hmm. Facts on that one, bro.
So, and I mean, you know, just like Simone is saying, I mean, essentially this is like a cult. And I mean, it's more like it's all centered around his popularity, right? So what they're doing is they're fusing politics with religion. So they're following him. They'll give him better preference than they do Jesus. And that's not even like not even joking about it. I'm like, I'm dead up serious. Like they trust what he says, everything that comes out of his mouth, no matter how we know it's not factual, we know it's not true, but they still go with it regardless. They don't even question it, you know. So there's a lot of problems there. But I mean, that's the only way you can describe it as a cult. When you follow somebody to that degree and you ignore facts and truth and even your family and friends, that can only be a cult, right?
Well, it's because of his ideology. It's what he represents to them. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's become bigger than the party. It's what, and you're right to make that comparison with Jesus. If he died, they probably would even get more empowered. Like, see, he's a martyr. That's just how they look at it. And you're absolutely right. He tapped into a segment of this population that felt like they had not been able to express themselves. They feel like Hollywood is against them. They feel like everybody on the ends of the country are against them. So they're middle of the country, poor, educated, Caucasian, and in a lot of cases just ill-informed. And I think that's the thing. And just because of, by virtue of what I just said, they feel like that's the problem, because people like myself will, you know, categorize them in that fashion, and they feel like they've been tired of being ignored. You know, their tractors and trailer parks and all the different things that we always talk about. They're saying they still believe that they're the fabric of this country. They believe that. Yeah,
Kelvin, they mad at certain people are mad at cartoons and whatever they dealing with, man. They mad at cartoons and movies. All right. How you think you think they mad? Do you think they mad at this? You know what I'm saying? So speak on that, bro. You know?
But
exactly.
That's the irony, though, Kelvin. That's the irony in what you're talking about, in that this guy became the messenger for that. And he's one of the elites. He's always been one of the elites. But he's going to go to Washington and drain the swamp for real?
Exactly.
All he did, the biggest serpents in the swamp is what he did.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
He brought different serpents.
No, he stopped it, and that's true. But he was able. It's amazing. Remember, we thought it was a joke when he came down the escalators at Trump Plaza,
Damn, sure did.
or Trump Tower. We thought it was a joke, you know. And as a result, it picked up esteem for these people. Really, I mean, I had and they did it so smooth because so many people fronted and act like they wasn't voting for him. Them exit polls was way off, and there was a certain point when all of us got that reality check that night. Now, don't get me wrong, Hillary lost the election just as much as he won it. I can't front. Like, she really, you know, she won the popular, but she just was a horrible campaigner. She did a horrible job. But so she brought a lot of that on herself, you know. But, you know, in other words, like he said, you reap what you sow. He got to go in, and he got to realize he's not exempt from it too. There's only one thing in this country that defeats the white man. The whiter white man, and that's what it is, and that's what he's learning.
Yo, did you see the I don't know. I saw some crazy meme about Family Guy, man, where they had the whole episode of him like walking down, like they showed it, the scene of him coming down the escalator. You know what I mean? And then they turn around. I'm like, damn. They was talking about Family Guy is like, you know.
No, it's Bart Simpson. You mean Bart Simpson?
Yeah, the Simpsons predict everything.
I don't know the difference. That's what I'm talking about. I can't tell you the difference. I don't know one from the other. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but one of those, man. They were talking about how it was like predictive of the future. But I did see that clip, man. It had me going like, damn, for real? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was interesting to see, man. I don't know what I'm talking about otherwise, but that was interesting, man.
No question. Very good points, Simone.
Simone says reality checks need to be handed out like candy on Halloween. Absolutely. Yep. We all need a reality check. I don't know if America's ready for the reality check, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're prepared.
The bill always comes due.
Yeah, the bill gonna come due. Exactly. I don't know if we're prepared. I really don't know.
Well, one bill that ain't coming through is the student loan, brother. I'll tell you that.
There you go. Look, I got my letter. Listen, I know how that feels, Kelvin, because I got my letter earlier this year too.
My man, you already know what it is.
It's a wonderful feeling.
Well, I'm one of the people that paid off all the student loans, so fuck y'all.
Well, that's what you get, brother. That's what you get. You should have stayed with solidarity.
You're right, Demar. You did the right thing.
Oh, there go my friend. That's the great, incomparable Lisa G.
Hey, what's happening, Lisa?
Lisa
What's
got some
happening?
time on her hands now because the Yankees are trash. I hate to say it.
They win it tonight. They win the 8-zip tonight.
That's window dressing.
I know.
I'll take Jeter and Mariano right now at this age over these scrubs.
Well, Judge just hit 3 home runs tonight. Grand slam.
Man, too little, too late. Too little, too late.
Couple of soul shots. Anyhow, man. But yeah, but Trump. I can't wait. We're gonna watch this together, so it's gonna be dope, man. No, I'm not hating. No, I'm not hating. I'm one of the people that I don't understand why people got upset when people getting their student loans paid. We grew up in a different time. Like
I don't know why either, man. Like damn, let it ride.
I don't care why. I don't care why.
But it's like
you ain't thinking about it, Kelvin.
It's like my mom. It's like my mom. They grew up with no electricity. They grew up in the country, and so they mad. Damn, y'all grew up with lights. We grew up with candles. What? Don't be mad. That's my time. They had an outhouse. We got running plumbing. Don't be mad.
Right.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's just the timing. It's my time. You know,
listen,
it's your time.
Timing. Exactly.
Yeah,
just the timing.
Yeah, don't be mad and shit. Word, man. It's crazy. But yeah, let's roll on, man. Oklahoma Supreme Court agrees to review 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre Survivors Appeal. Jamie, play the clip for us, please.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court agreeing to review the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre Survivors Appeal.
Fox 25's David Chastanoff spoke with the lead attorney who is representing the last 3 known survivors. So, David, this is a big development here.
Yeah, guys, Wendy and Adam, it really is. Demario Solomon Simmons says the survivors couldn't be more grateful for the Oklahoma Supreme Court.
Man, we're excited. We're excited. We're thankful to the Oklahoma Supreme Court.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court has granted a motion to retain the Tulsa Race Massacre survivors case.
We're very happy. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean what their final decision is going to be, but it does tell us that they understand the magnitude of this case.
A fast response from judicial leaders, as Justice for Greenwood announced last week that they appealed District Judge Caroline Wall's decision to dismiss the reparations case.
We believe that the court has the necessary pleadings and documents to make a decision today. When will they make a decision? I know that's probably your next question. We have no idea. We're just hoping it's quick, soon, and as soon as possible.
Solomon Simmons wants to clarify the Oklahoma Supreme Court is not deciding the fate of their case.
They're simply going to say, hey, these people should have an opportunity to develop their case, present it to the court, and then have an opportunity for a yay or nay at that point.
A move that would have a big impact on the last 3 known living survivors.
And they're just, holding their breaths and crossing their fingers that this will get decided sooner than later so they can be here to see it.
Solomon Simmons says for now he'll play the waiting game. He says his legal team deserves the opportunity to go back into Judge Wall's courtroom.
Well, happy to hear that it's getting started. I just hope these people survive to see this, man. I can see how long they're going to drag this out in court. These people got to be like 100 years old, man, at least, right? 103, 102, some of them up there. I just hope they really get to see this, man, what they had to witness as children, and still to get the pain to suffer as adults. It's so sad where everybody else comes to this country and get reparations, the Jews, the Japanese. And when I was working at the airport back in the day, when I used to steal at the airport a long time ago, allegedly, they was giving all those Russians when Russia was breaking down, the Soviet Union was breaking down. They was giving all these free housing and loans and stuff to these, the clear people. So,
chill.
I'm just saying.
Well,
they ain't got no melon.
This country does a great job of camouflaging and hiding a lot of the injustices that is done. I mean, a great job, primarily by magnifying the other things. So we just grew up with stories of George Washington and how he was so nice to the Pilgrims and so many different stories that was just fallacy and just so foul. And so this is a blemish. There's actually something on YouTube with Tom Hanks asking why has he never heard about Tulsa, Oklahoma. He had never heard about it. And he was grumbling. He's like, I heard about all the other things. I heard about Pearl Harbor. I heard about all these different things. Never heard about that. So yes, hopefully and prayerfully these people will get a chance to actually see this justice, or there's no way to make it right, but at least their children and their children's children should benefit from this financially. So hopefully they will see some justice and some type of restitution for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully it comes. We'll see. Dr. Umar say the order for racism to succeed, some blacks must be successful. Jamie, can you play the clip for us?
In order for racism to succeed, some blacks must be successful. You need a LeBron. You need an Oprah. You need a Tyler Perry. You need a Sean Carter. You need a Beyonce Knowles. You need a Sean Puffy Combs. You need a Robert Johnson. Why do you need successful black people if you want to destroy our black people? Because in order to brainwash the other ones into believing that your failure is not due to systemic discrimination, it's due to the fact that you're not intelligent enough or you're not working hard enough. The black millionaire and billionaire class is one of white supremacy's greatest arguments to defend itself against accusations of racism. Because Oprah Winfrey is not going to indict the system. LeBron James is not going to indict the system. Tyler Perry is not going to indict the system because they made their money through the system. And because they're at the top of black society, they know how powerful white folks really are. They know how unfair the game really is. They know me being here is a privilege that white people gave me. At the end of the day, all of our black millionaires and billionaires are owned by the white power structure.
Oh, okay. So I know, Gordon. You had a different perspective. How do you feel?
I gotta hear Gordon. Now he gonna speak on it.
You know, this guy to me, he just says stuff like this to craft his own narrative. I mean, there are so many people who are not famous, who are wealthy and doing well in this country, who are black. Who are not Jay-Z, they're not LeBron, they're not. I mean, there are too many to count. I mean, go down to Essence, go to any major event, and you're going to see a lot of black people, a lot of positive black people who are doing well in this country. So I'm bothered when people do this because to me he exploits. He's just delving into his exploitation, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's some positive things about the brother, but you know what I'm saying, when he jumps out the window with stuff like this, I'm sorry, I can't go with him on it.
Now I'm gonna tell you where I agree with him at is this. What I agree is this. There's something my father used to tell me. So my parents moved to Massapequa in 1974. My father's point was, he said, everything that we worked for in the 60s, we gave back in the 70s. And the reason he said that, he said, because what happened was once we started being able to move to the suburbs and do the things and getting to certain levels, then what it made us think was that struggle was over. He said, so they kind of opened the door for some of us to get through, given the perception that everything is all fine now. So if he was saying that, you know, that's kind of where I agree with. And Gordon, I get your point. It's not every black person that's successful has to do it through entertainment. And I agree with that. But I will say that some people do have a false sense of arriving. We do have a false sense of success. And we've seen... You know what I'm saying? We've seen certain people promote it so they can give other people the impression that there is no discrimination. Because look, my friend is black. Wait a minute, I made her the president of the company. She's black. If you remember with the Dallas Mavericks, when they had all that stuff going on as far as sexism and racism, Mark Cuban immediately went and hired a black woman to come and take over and fix it. And she became, like, you know, one of the presidents of the Mavericks, because you always can do that. Just sometimes it's that old idea of like a figurehead. Sometimes. If that's what he's saying, I agree with that point. In other words, certain people, and that's why Claude Anderson said Michael Jackson and Oprah and them are aberrations. They're not the norm. You know, so, you know, and that's the problem. Our kids in our community think they've made it. That's the way to make it, through entertainment, and that's it. You know what I mean? So if he says that, and if that's what he means, I agree with that.
Let me just respond to you real quick. I agree with you in that sense. Now, I'll just say this. I don't like the idea of somebody gave them something, because these people went out there and earned what they got. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z earned what he did. He did. We know he did some things to get to where he had to do, but he still earned his way to his success. It was not given to him. So I don't like that. Now, the people who make it, there's a lot of people who make it out of the hood who don't reach back, who kind of, like you said, they kind of go on with their lives and they don't do things to reach back and pay it forward and things like that. That's where I would give that some credence. But otherwise, no, I can't go with him on that.
And I think the exposure has a lot to do with it. Go ahead, Derek.
No, what's up, Sean? What's going on, brother? I just want to shout out Sean Coggins, man. Evening, everyone. That's my brother. I met him on Thursday. I just want to shout him out. But listen, I feel you both, man. You know what I'm saying? I really do feel you both, man. Listen, Dr. Umar, you're right, Gordon. He says a lot of things for you know, just to create something. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot of bluster and all of that. However, there's a saying: a broken clock is right twice a day. All right, so I will actually say Dr. Umar is right more than twice a day, right? But you know, that's the thing. Listen, I actually agree with him to a certain degree. All right. Listen, the racism thing in this country, listen, it's like if you have four legs on the table, racism is one of the legs. All right. And when you talk about Dr. Umar, when you're talking about racism, you're talking about pick-me's, as my brother Kwame Brown would say. Certain people are just pick-me's. All right. Maybe it might be Oprah. Maybe it might be Tyler Perry to a degree, but I don't even think. But I honestly think what they do comes from a good place. All right. I really do. I think it comes from an honest place. However, they allow white supremacy or racism allows a certain amount to kind of come through because there needs to be a buy-in. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be a buy-in. We all are complicit to a certain degree. I've sat here and I've watched people. I sat here and I watched a video years ago. Some people got disrespected at a Korean hair supply place, and the local community shut it down. Right? Out there and they stood out there and they picketed and they shut it down. Then I turned around and I watched these people turn around and say half off, and I watched the line go around the corner. All right. So they know how they've sat here and they've watched us play this. They played this game, they watched us, they've seen how we move and everything for a long time. I think to a certain degree, and maybe it's not a good example, but the greater example is understanding how we operate, understanding that people operate from a self-concerned place and knowing how that is, and they find that self-concerned place, man, and they find a little thing, and they separate you from the herd, and that's how we wind up. So Tyler Perry is separated from the herd. Oprah Winfrey is separated from the herd. So if we're waiting for all of us and in unity to all move together, I don't think it's going to be possible because there's been ample examples of them of white supremacy knowing how to separate people from the herd. And you know how what's going on?
What's the herd?
Black people.
No, what?
You know, all of us together. The collective, the so-called collective. Hey, Black people, we need to move in unity. All right. There's never going to be 100% unity. All right, because that's not the way that America works. There are winners and there are losers. So they operate. So what's happening is they decide who the winners are going to be. All right, and to a certain degree, certain people are decided on who the winners are going to be, and then they can operate on the rest. You know what I'm saying? So and we can get us all a buy-in because let's be honest. We got this thing. We're sitting here on the internet. We're sitting here on our phones. The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is pick your phone up, all right, and check Facebook, all right. Okay. So automatically you're opening your mind and your spirit to the idea, all right. So so after that, it's all propaganda. It's all, you know what I mean? It's all God in your mind, this way or that way. They got algorithms that spend billions of dollars every year to concentrate on what you need to thought to get a concentrated message to you, all right, so that you can think a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's what we up against. Until we turn loose, unless Black people figure out how to put our phones down and turn our TVs off and to plug in with each other, you're not going to get that. You're going to see that Tyler Perry's and the Oprah Winfrey's and even the Barack Obamas. I love my brother. All right. I love my brother. But even him, to a certain degree, he became a status of it. You know what I'm saying? He got used by it. I saw him get used by it. All right. And it hurt me. But it was what it was. But it was an eye-opening experience. You know what I'm saying? So, I think to a certain degree, we just have to kind of sit back and recognize, eat the meat, spit out the bones. And not everybody's built for that, and we just have to kind of go with it, man. Hopefully you can find people who are plugged in like yourself and get unified and move together, man, and find other people who are plugged in, and we can all move together. But unfortunately, we got to deal with some things, you know. So
Sure.
that's it. You know, Sean says, imagine Oprah creating a school for journalism for us. Never going to happen. Or Tyler Perry creating a school for filmmaking. Never going to happen, because it's not going to stop. They'll shut it down the next week. Creating these schools in the USA, not Africa. Never going to happen. They'll shut it down next week, Sean. And shout out to Sean. I shouted you out earlier in the day, man. Earlier in the show, Sean. Beautiful brother, beautiful family. I just want to give him out like that. I just want to let him know like that.
All right,
So there, that's my point.
Kelvin, you look like you want to say something, or?
Okay, first of all, let me shout out to Lisa G. Lisa think I'm over here trying to look like Malcolm K. Let me say this. And I think Gordon and Derek and I may be there may be a slight delineation in what we're saying. Because Gordon, I agree with you. They definitely work for what they have. What I think people want to do is give the impression that they make up the majority. And so the reality of it, and I know we know that, but the reality is, I had a friend, Gordon, grew up, went to kindergarten together, we're the same age, white. And he tells me, he's like, Kelvin, you think the country is really as racist as they say? He literally said, like, he was shocked, and he's white. And the reality of it is, the first thing they will point to is the successes of certain people. But we've had a black president. But we've had this, and that. They can name those things. And so it gives a false impression. I'm sure, like everybody else on this platform, Gordon, you've traveled around this country. You've seen what it looks like in New Orleans. You've seen what it looks like in Baltimore, Maryland. You've seen places where the resources aren't there and different things like that. And I think some people, they see the glitz and glamour of black people who are rich and successful, and they think that as a people, we're doing better than we actually are. I think because of that. So I do think there's, like, I remember Kevin Hart said, I've seen behind the curtain. Financially, I've seen behind the curtain. 2 questions. What did he see, and who showed it to him? There's something that there's a carrot that even people that are wealthy get to see. And they're like, look, if you want to go to that level, maybe you can put on another dress. Maybe you can do another thing that looks like blackface or buffoonery or whatever. And it just seems like even they kind of get enticed with some of the imagery that is thrown upon them. So I do agree that those people that they've named. Now, I will say, I think LeBron James has done a masterful job off of the court. Things that he's done for his own community. And I think people Oprah has opened a school in another country. I don't know if she's done it in her own country. So I don't know, but I do think that sometimes there is a false sense of reality when it comes to our entertainers in our community.
And to that point, like I said, LeBron opened up, look at all the educational and the school systems he's opened up. Ain't nobody shut that down. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop knocking ourselves down. Things can't be done because they are done.
I agree.
When people want to do Shaq wants something, he wants to put people on, it happens. So this ain't something that just can't happen. We got to stop that, man.
No, I agree. Some of it's polarizing. I agree.
I don't think Umar was saying it can, but I feel what Umar is saying though. They do have certain points. Every time, like Kelvin, you went to white school, I went to white school, and I used to be, especially during 2020, I used to point out the one black person who was being successful that's a celebrity, and like, oh, look at someone, like, and they always do the black president thing. I'm like, how many decades, damn near centuries we had to get one, and then the one we get, he's half.
Yeah, Obama is the new go-to for that. That he's the new go-to for racism is over. Country can't be racist because he voted for a black. Right? That's the go-to. I can't front.
That was a black family though, bro. That was a black family.
I'm just saying they act like because that happened.
I'm just saying I'm not getting on him with the black family.
Oh, really? You gonna do that?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Like, it's tongue in cheek.
Absolutely,
it's tongue in cheek what I'm doing. I'm just joking around with it.
Yeah.
But it's just like
Michelle was black, y'all. I'm sorry what y'all want to tell me, man. Michelle was black.
Yeah, she was very black.
You can argue about Barack all you want. Michelle was black.
Nah, we know Barack was black. He smoked Newports.
Yeah, there you go.
But the question is this: from a marketing standpoint, would corporations ever get behind Public Enemy like they did behind Jay-Z?
It's a different time too. It's a different time.
Could that message be more mainstream?
No, but Public Enemy is getting more light. But the truth be told, when you went to a Public Enemy concert, even back in the day, the audience is 75% white.
Well, that's hip hop audiences, period. That's hip hop audiences today.
But you can't compare the 80s in the early 90s.
The era is different. The
era is different when Jay-Z them came up. And hip hop has
Yeah.
been around so long. All the kids were birthed. So we came, they was in the beginnings, technically almost at almost at the very beginning of hip hop. Because you think about when Public Enemy first was coming on college radio, before it came out. You know
it
what
was
I'm talking
mad
about?
white kids in the Public
Yeah,
Enemy.
like, I'm talking about
Mad
when my 98 Oldsmobile, all those songs. Like, see, some young cats don't even know those songs. So
What I'm saying is, D, in other words, the person that is talking about educating young black people, not selling drugs, the person that's talking about those things, would they ever enjoy the commercial success as the people that are talking about taking your clothes off and selling drugs and stripping? Will they ever enjoy the same success?
Not now, because you got a Kendrick Lamar. You have my man that's bought part of the part of the what's my man name out in North Carolina, bought part of the Charlotte Hornets. God damn, I can't think of his name.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. So you have those kind of rappers that's doing it. You have Chance the Rapper. You have those guys that's doing those kind of things now. It's a different time.
Right.
You know
So basically, the mainstream doesn't have a problem with you educating and empowering black people. There's no mainstream has no problem with that.
No, I'm not saying they don't. They do have a problem, but I'm saying you keep saying Public Enemy at the time where they was at.
And I'm not even talking about comparing errors. I'm talking about message. I'm talking about message. In other words, if you think, I ask people all the time, would the miseducation sell today? Everybody tells me it would not. They said the miseducation of Lauryn Hill would not sell today.
Yeah, but I think there was some.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Good music is good music. Good music, no matter what it's at, it's going to be good music. I don't think that's true.
Well, it's not a question of good music. It's a question of will it have the platform.
No, if it's
good,
the
platform.
No, if it's good, it will go. It will blow. I don't care what happens. I don't care what is going on. If it's good, it's going to blow.
Have you
So
ever
Common's music and all these dudes that was talking about consciousness, their stuff wasn't good music?
No, they was
their
good
stuff
music.
not good?
But you got to think about it, bro. You had a different time. Now you get music everywhere you go. You got a phone. You got this. You got that.
Yeah, but G, it's the same message today. It's the same message.
No, Kelvin, you missing my point. You got more. You get to see the artist every 2 seconds now, so you can get the bullshit music. But if you have good music, every 2 seconds it's gonna blow. Beyonce has good music. That's because she already Beyonce, but it always blows because she has good music all the time. So you got, as long as it's good, people gonna listen to it. It's not because it's over-sexual. If you make a fucking dope, positive message album, that shit will rock out.
If you pay attention,
well, give me an example of one that has so far.
What?
Recently, a good positive message album that does numbers.
Right now, nobody's making the music.
Listen, Kelvin. You
gotta. You can't tell me that. Oh, let me finish my thought. You can't tell me to name something if I don't have nothing to name.
So what I'm saying is, so basically, if Cardi B came out and somebody did the exact album as the Miseducation, those would sell the same in your estimation.
Absolutely.
And the industry would get behind in the same estimation.
Because it's good music, bro. I don't care what's going on, as long as it's good music.
I don't think this thing, hip hop ain't about good music no more. Hip hop is about sales and streams.
That ain't
hip hop,
bro. That ain't hip hop.
Thank you,
well, whatever form of music, when I turn on the radio with people saying words and it rhymes and they ain't singing, whatever that is.
That ain't hip hop. That's not hip hop.
Well, what is it?
No, that's
some other shit. You got to speak to them. Whoever's doing that, figure it out. But that ain't hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't hip hop.
The tracks sells today, not work. Tracks sell today. The music, the vibe, that's what sells today. Now,
I heard that music is made. I heard basically, if your music can't play in strip clubs today, your music ain't gonna pop. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Strip clubs ain't even popping now, bro. And I'm the porn connoisseur.
Look, listen to D, he could tell you.
All right, so I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna end it with this. You just tell me yes or no, and I end it with this. So if Cardi B will start rapping about people going to school and empowering themselves as minorities, it would sell the same as what she's saying right now. Yes or no?
If the beat was dope and the lyrics were good, yes, because people want to dance.
Okay, we will agree to disagree on this.
No, listen. Long as the vibration, that's how music is about beats and tones, how to make you feel. As long as it make you feel a certain way, it's gonna go. I don't care what it is, bro. Because
I'm a slide with Kelvin on the sense that I think that it would sell to a certain segment. All right. But there are other people. I'm not convinced that it's not being pushed that there's not being fluffed up the numbers are not being fluffed up some kind of way. All right. When it comes to certain things. But I think that to a certain degree, D, you are right. It would sell to a certain segment. All right. But past that, I think Kelvin, you're confusing hip hop with some other shit. All right. Like I really I'm serious. I think that there's some other people that's out there that they call it hip hop, they brand it as hip hop. It's some bullshit. All right. And we know it's some bullshit. All right. But and you can tell it's some bullshit.
To me, that's semantics. Y'all call it hip hop or rap, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying this genre.
Let me finish. We just finished the 50th anniversary of hip hop. All right. We seen people selling out all kinds of shit. Like right now, yo, the people that's in our generation, that's our peer group, they can go and they can sell out a stadium right now. These other new dudes that got 1 billion streams, they can't sell out the motherfucking Beacon Theater. All right. So I don't know what they're doing, but it ain't hip hop because we all know hip hop was born in the parks. It's live music. Hip hop is live music. It's thrown in the parks. It's born.
Let me give another thing.
That's our shit.
Hold on. Let me give another thing. Right now, this is the only time I forgot how many years that hip hop has not been the number one song, number one thing of music. I'm trying to tell you. So I'm trying to tell you like that, Kelvin. What I'm trying to tell you is
something
once you start making. Derek, give me a second to finish my shit.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna drink some more.
No, don't drink no more. Get some H2O in that motherfucker. No, what I'm trying to say is once you start bringing back good music, now this is the time for good music to come back because now people got that bullshit and nobody's buying it anymore. Nobody's listening to it like it's what you think it is. Yeah, you might hear it on the Instagram and all that shit like that for the twerk shit and all that stuff like that. But now the record is showing this shit ain't popping no more. The shit they're putting out now, this ain't it.
I agree. I mean, I can't stand it, but what I'm just talking about is the message. I just always believe nobody wants to hear a message of empowerment. It's not. I don't think the labels would get behind that. They don't want to hear that.
What's my man named the African dude that tried Jesus? Bro, have you seen this shit been selling out everywhere he go?
What?
Boy, try a Nick Way, whatever the funny green outfits and shit. What up, what up, Mike? What's going on, man? That's my man.
What's going on, Mike? How you feeling?
Yo, listen, I want to shout out Mike has one of the dopest podcast rooms you can have right now. We have to do a show in his room. It's fucking phenomenal. And one day, Mike, I'm gonna play your commercial on here one day when we gotta talk to Sam and figure it out. I'll show it. He's got a dope podcast room for anybody that's trying to start an upcoming doing their thing. Right now, us brothers we in different places, but we got to do one in there. It's sexy. He got little feminine ways, so it should look real nice. So I'm telling you, it smell good in there too.
Okay, y'all send a mixed messaging. I don't know.
Let's say this and we can hop. Okay, we're all older. Like our music ear, we got to look at the generation the music we came up on. We're so into the New York culture and what it was like to be talented and be. That's what we came up on.
Yep, that's true. So real quick, since we're on the topic of music right now, right? We're on the topic of music. Right now. Hold up. Oh, go to delay. I'm sorry, go. I didn't mean to mess you up. Did you say something?
Yeah. So the biggest rapper right now is out of Canada and Drake. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at how global it is, how the landscape has changed, and there's less talent because why we're in a microwave age where right now everything is about the track. It ain't about the lyrics. So we got to understand our ear is the younger generation is buying this, that's into this. You know what I'm saying? This vibes with them. This is what they resonate with. It's not for us. So we have to understand.
Hip hop has always been young music. It's always been young music.
That's also correct.
We old.
And we're no longer that young. Our ear is different. What we came up on is different. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't speak to us the same way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of hip hop, Melly Mel came back on trying to say some shit about Jay-Z. I'm so tired of Melly Mel. Jamie, can you please play the clip, please?
You going front on Melly Mel, man.
It's the one. No apologies. This ain't a disclaimer. I'm the king of legend, the first Hall of Famer. Making diss tracks, I know you with that. Now everybody get ready for the kickback. Why you hurt? Why you mad? Now you look back.
No, that's not it. That wasn't it. He was dissing Jay-Z, but that's with him dissing Eminem too. So what Melly Mel was trying to do, he said that Jay-Z is the most overrated, or what he said, like overrated rapper or something like that. Kelvin.
Well, all right. So let me paraphrase. So I sent a clip in our chat that said when Melly Mel was doing the same interview where he was really dissing Eminem, and then I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Melly Mel says. I agree to this point, which may bleed into what we were just talking about, which was a lot of rappers perpetuated this image of the street life wind up getting rich, moving away, putting their kids out of harm's way, going to private schools and all those different things like that, while making other people think it was still the street. And still the street, there's some value in being in the street and all the violence in the street. So so what he said was, which I agree with, he actually gave, they gave like the street was some type of preferential place you want to be, and so they left and locked the door behind them, where some people thought, all right, I should be hustling, I should be out here in the street and all that. It perpetuated some of the negative stereotypes in our communities, and while the same people that perpetuated it ran to safety. And I agreed with that. So D was like, he's sick of Melly Mel, which I can understand. I get that. I just agreed with his point in that respect. So D said, well, you must not have, and he must not have listened to the 444 album. 444 album was Jay-Z's 13th studio album that he made when he was 48 years old. And then if you take about all the time when my man was talking about, being a hustler in the street and all this other stuff like that, you perpetuated years of that, which is no different than Michael Jordan finally speaking on a black issue when he was 50 something years old and not while he was in his prime.
Okay, so one thing of hip hop is always telling your story, right? So the Jay-Z story he was telling the story of him. He was a hustler, right? That's
right.
His story. So everybody, I don't care. Melly Mel, he grew up in that broken glass everywhere. If he wanted to do that shit, that was his story. What he wanted to talk about. Jay-Z wanted to talk about this. Jay-Z never told, hey kid, I want you to go out there and hustle some drugs. I told you my story. And that was before his 13th album. Jay-Z been telling cats a lot of times in his records before that. So you can't front on him just saying like, yo, this is where I was at before. Nobody gonna rhyme about, he's not 50 years old rhyme about the same shit. He's telling you different shit. Then also, he'd also speak about when Jay-Z goes and talking about how motherfucking Tidal and all these people, not Tidal, Spotify, and everybody was jerking, and YouTube and all these people are jerking artists on their record sales and stuff like, on their views and stuff like that. He spits in that, and all his content to give you some bars and lines in those joints. So Melly Mel, for a person who was just attacking Eminem, coming after Eminem, coming after Jay-Z, coming at everybody after him, how dare he talk about most overrated or what he's done? None of them cats ever try to harm. He tried to harm other people's careers. Melly Mel all the time. Another black man. So okay, Jay-Z said on records when he was selling drugs. Melly Mel, you literally every time you saw somebody, you try to disrespect them. Another black man. So I'm tired of old ass steroids. Melly Mel, sit your old fucking ass down with them pointy ass fucking shoes and go for it.
All right, look. Now, as far as selling drugs, I understand Jay-Z did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is this: I'm not saying Jay-Z has not evolved, and Jay-Z can admit some of his mistakes and things like that. What I'm saying is, we know that there was a time when hip hop was used to perpetuate a certain thing, as far as misogyny, as far as being a thug, as far as being gangster. There's a lot of that stuff that was perpetuated to a lot of people in our era. And that was true. And what I'm saying is some of the people that perpetuated that, what they do to you in the street, and they still in the streets at that time, were moving to Jersey or moving to Jamaica Estates or moving to Westchester at the time, giving the impression that they were still on the block, which made younger people. A guy in the barbershop, this kid was 21. I'm tired of Nas because he's a hypocrite. I was like, you really just, in other words, you listen to Nas like that? Like, I didn't realize how much people really buy into that. I look at hip hop like it was professional wrestling. I thought it was just entertainment. There's some people that actually say hip hop raised them. I can't say that because my parents raised me. I thought it was entertainment, like I thought wrestling was. But there are some people that followed suit. There are some people that when Jay-Z is battling Nas, they want to go fight a Nas fan because they're a Jay-Z fan. Some people bought into that ideology. So if they listen to anything you say, be careful about what you say. And I understand Jay-Z has evolved. I understand Melly Mel is very surly. He is very cantankerous. He is very bitter. I get that. I was just saying I agree with that point because some of us know people that actually had people write for them about stuff that they didn't really do. And I'm saying there's some people that took that and ran with it. And that's the reality of it. In other words, if rap came and said, yo, this is just entertainment, I'm fine with it. But the MC always want to get the impression what I tell you actually happened. And we know that's not always the case.
Yeah, but that's still...
Can I just say something?
You're crackling. Your system's crackling again.
Your mic is
all right.
Down.
Can you hear me?
Cracking.
Damn.
You might have to go out and come back in.
Try it now. Talk.
Hello?
Nah, still cracking, bro.
All right.
Might be the headphones or whatever. But I'm sorry, Gordon. If you want to say something, I want to take over. I'm sorry if you want to jump in.
Well, what I'm going to say is going to basically kind of echo kind of what you were saying because I'm kind of lock and step with you on most of what you said. Mel sounds like you said, he's kind of bitter. It sounds like I don't know if he's clout chasing or if he's just.
He definitely clout chasing.
You know, maybe
everybody's
he just
having
felt
on
like he
now.
got left
I'm just
behind.
sick of this dude.
Yeah. You know, when you going after big names like that, it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to draw more attention to yourself because maybe you got left behind and you didn't participate in all this money that everybody else made. And you were a pioneer, and it was on your shoulders a lot of this happened. So I give him all the flowers in the world for everything he did, the bricks he laid. As far as the guys that kind of like, I hope when you make your bag, you leave the hood, because there's a stat out that half of rappers have died by murder. Okay, so it's no game. You know what I mean? Like, some people take some of this stuff too literal, too real, and they let their emotions get carried away, and they make these type of choices, and it's bad. And you know what I'm saying? I wish there was a way to kind of bridge that gap in communication and be able to separate what's the entertainment value versus what's a message. I think they can.
We lost Gordon.
Yeah, we lost.
Do a better
Yeah,
job.
Gordon, your signal is freezing up a little bit.
As hard as he was. Okay, am I good?
Now you back.
Am I good?
Make sure nobody else, if anybody else is streaming in your house, streaming right now, it might slow down your Wi-Fi. So just
I got a family, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in this house. It's just me.
Damn. Okay, play. Okay.
No.
He's got bad Wi-Fi. Shit, man.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end it like this. I'm gonna end it like this. Around 7:30 tonight, I was in the studio about to put a diss record out against D. But nah, I'm gonna squash it. All right, I'm gonna squash it because he's my man. I'm not gonna do it. I was called. I had Flex ask me if I was gonna drop it at 7 something. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So we gonna squash it. All right, I'm with y'all. We gonna squash it.
All right. I'm just tired of Melly Mel. Everybody was at some point 20-some years old, 18 years old, 30, and you develop and you figure. But one thing Melly Mel doesn't talk about how many kids Jay-Z has sent to school. I've been at the Sean Carter thing because one of the people at my job worked for the Sean Carter Foundation. All those kind of things. Like, I wish he would just sit down and say those things too. You're only gonna tell one part of the story. Tell the whole story, Melly Mel.
Melly Mel is not. Melly Mel has already. You already figured out what Melly Mel is. He's not going to look at the bigger picture.
Derek, we don't know what the hell you're saying, bro. At all.
No, and Marsha, I agree with your point. I agree with you, Marsha. But listen, this is what I'm saying. D, you better watch out for Melly Mel come see you with his diss track. You don't want him to get. You don't want the kickback. Ha ha. All right.
I would sue him if he had some money. I might have more money than Melly Mel. No, I don't know. Melly, I might, say he might sue me just because motherfucking Melly Mel. I'm tired of his ass. But anyhow. Let's go to another story. Here we go. NFL star Michael Oher depicted in The Blind Side says movie was a lie. Jamie, play the clip, please.
It was the feel-good hit that won Oscar gold, but now the former NFL star whose real-life story inspired The Blind Side says it was all based on a lie. Kaylee Hartung with the stunning claims.
Never had one before.
What, a room to yourself?
A bed.
The 2009 film The Blind Side captured hearts on the big screen, telling the story of future NFL star Michael Oher's adoption by a wealthy Memphis family. But tonight, in a new lawsuit, Oher claims it was all a lie. The Tuohy family exploited him for their own benefit, and now he wants to sever all legal ties. Oher alleges the Tuohys have falsely and publicly represented themselves as the adoptive parents of Michael, but never legally adopted him. Instead, Oher says the couple tricked him in 2004, less than 3 months after he turned 18, into signing a document that made Sean and Leanne Tuohy his conservators, giving them full legal control over any of his contracts, but no familial relationship. It's a lie Oher says he discovered to his chagrin and embarrassment just 6 months ago.
Well, a conservatorship is very different from an adoption. A conservatorship does not create a family relationship. It creates a legal responsibility.
With that power, the petition alleges the Tuohys negotiated the movie deal for The Blind Side in 2006. Oher claims the family made millions in royalties, while Oher says he received no payment whatsoever. The Tuohys have not responded to comment, But in their 2010 book, In a Heartbeat, they said of the money made from the movie, "We divided it 5 ways." Sean Tuohy Jr. said in an interview today the family was not surprised by the lawsuit.
There were things back in 2020, 2021 that were like, if you guys give me this much, then I won't go public with things.
Michael Oher is now 37 years old and retired after playing 8 seasons in the NFL. He is asking the court to end the conservatorship and prohibit the Tuohys from using his name and likeness and pay him his fair share.
Any thoughts, gentlemen?
I always wondered. Go ahead, boy.
No, I'm just curious. I was looking at, when did this movie come out? Why is this coming out now? Why did he wait so long to break this news?
Not a bad move. Not a bad move.
No, he said he found out 6 months ago about the conservatorship. He said he found out. He found out.
No. I think
The
he
movie
found
came out.
out. So he thought he was always adopted. Then he found out the conservatorship. So I think that's the problem, is he thought he was adopting as his family thing, but he realized these people are using him. Now, once you feel like you've been used, then I think you just feel like, nah, fuck that.
You feel how you feel. He had a problem with the movie way back.
Yeah, but he didn't speak on it because he didn't speak on it.
And part of that was he was still in the NFL then. Now he's 37 years old. And so you know how it is with NFL money, things change. And you realize this money has been this movie, they probably get money in perpetuity with this movie.
Absolutely.
And
also,
stuff like that. And
the parents get speaking engagements money.
Right,
So they
right.
make a lot of money on that shit.
And the usual story of the white people saving the black kid is something that Hollywood always loves and always embraces. That's always a thing. Now, I watched the movie. I thought the movie was entertaining, but I was a little suspicious. What I've noticed is this: most men do not invite other men who are strangers into their home regardless. That is just the thing that is always, you just don't see people bring men, young men or whatever, around their wives and their children, let alone black men, let alone black men that can whoop your behind. A lot of white men not bringing them into their house. So watching a movie that this young man was kind of, had no place to stay.
That depends. Some of those dudes might want to bring their work. Them slave masters.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't want to go there. I did not want to go there. But I just always wanted to. In life, we always ask why. You're always suspicious. You're always skeptical about things. You always want to know why. And so for them to do that, do they do this for every kid? Even in the movie, there was some suspicion as to, did they actually help him because they knew he was a prospect? Did they steer him to go to Ole Miss because that was their alma mater? So even in the movie, there was an investigation. Did you all bring this boy into your home because you were like some type of boosters for Ole Miss, and you steered him there so it can help the alma mater? So that was speculation within the movie itself. So now this wouldn't be a far reach to think maybe they knew that they could actually make money off of his story and his image and his likeness. So that's the case. But according to him, some new things have come to him within the last 6 months, and that's why he's going forward with it now.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
didn't he have some issues with actually playing though?
Issues
with
with
what?
what?
Motivated him, and she had to, because the coach couldn't get him to play. Like, he was just a big guy. It was like,
I don't know. That might be. You getting that from the movie, or you getting that from other sources?
Right. From the movie. Like,
So
she had to go talk to him.
You can't look at the
to get
movie
him to
now.
play.
You can't look at the movie now. The movie that's all bullshit now. Because they lied from the beginning. You can't believe anything that was in the movie now. He said that shit didn't happen. This didn't happen. So I can't believe anything.
I do think he could have made more of an effort to discuss this when the movie was released, though. Since you can come out and refute it then. I mean, I think that would be the thing to do.
I don't know. Here go the two ways you play it, though. Just like in music. Do a cease and desist, right? So you let the shit play out.
I gotta have more information, man.
That shit get super big. You can make $350 million out. Hey, this is the time to strike. Or NFL, we know a good chunk of NFL players don't retire wealthy, right? They fuck up their money, and he's like, "Oh, that's a good time to go get that bag." $350 million.
But he didn't get any of the money though.
I know, but now he was asking. They said he was asking for $15 million from the family. Like, listen, let's squash the shit for $15 million. They said nah, so he's like, all right, fuck it, let's go to court now.
I think he may have missed his window. I'll be honest with you.
No, I don't think so. Britney Spears got some break, right? Then Britney Spears got that shit.
She got out of it, but I mean, her father had already stolen that money. I mean, that was a wrap.
Well, let's say smoke that shit, but goddamn, these people look like they bank that money on him. They got foundations after him, all kind of shit. Speaking engagements, you know what I'm saying? These white people love a white savior. That's why the movie did so well. There was a white savior all the time. They always got to have a white savior in the movies.
Oh, you mean talking about the Michael Oher movie? Yeah, there's a white savior. Yeah.
That's why I keep pushing for Hollywood to make the Florida Evans story. We need to know the truth.
They need to. Did she make it without James? I don't know. Did they
Y'all
make it
give
after?
her no
did they make
credit
it out? Wait a minute.
for
did
the
they make
first
it out
flat
together?
top on TV. No credit for that. Does she get credit for that? No.
I don't know if it was a flat top. It was something on top of it. But I don't know if it was flat top.
Afro.
Afro word. She ain't no flat top.
With no flat
She ain't no flat top.
No,
Word up.
this is a serious question though, Kelvin. Did they make it out together or not?
Who?
Florida Evans, the James.
No.
Like Florida Evans and them. Did they ever
Yeah,
make
they
it out
did.
together?
They moved. Yeah. Keith got the contract. They bounced. Keith
married Keith.
Yeah,
Right. What I'm saying,
Yeah.
you know,
We just happened to run out of film before we could show it how that new apartment looked.
that's
They
what
still
I'm
got a
talking
condo.
about.
The last episode, they got a condo.
That's
They
right.
got a condo in the
And
last
guess
episode.
what?
I missed that part.
Guess
Yeah.
who moved right next door to them? Walona.
Walona had a right. She was right next door. That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They-
Damn, how did I miss that? All these years, I didn't realize that.
James died James died in a trucking accident in Alaska, some shit like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. That part I remember. But damn, they made it out together for real. They had a condo.
They made it out
I missed that.
Yeah, man.
Damn, all these years. What the hell? I feel like Black Card revoked. Damn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
stupid, man.
saying?
On that note, let's go to Jamie. Let's go to commercial.
You can probably YouTube it. You can YouTube it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right, Jamie, let's go to commercial.
Purify IV got started through a friend of mine coming to me with a great idea, a great concept that started out through a friend of his in Swanee, Georgia.
One of the medical doctors is my best friend, so I thought it would work well here in Cornelius in the Charlotte area. One of the things that inspired me to open up this space was the overall wealth and wellness and clinical feel.
A good way of looking at it is we have a drip for pretty much any occasion. So whether it's performance recovery, let's say you're into a performance, you're an athlete, or you train, or you run, cross train. We attend several of those type of events, so we have a drip for that.
We have something for the average person. If you had a long weekend, of course, the most well-known is the Myers cocktail. We have something for women, skin, hair, nails, and of course we have something for immunity.
The effects pretty much are immediate in terms of what people feel. They feel energized and feeling refreshed. I had one friend of mine who followed up with me a day or two later. She just felt like she was glowing. She had the nail hair and skin. So she said, I just feel like there's extra glows for whatever reason. So I said, well, I'm pretty sure it's the benefit of the drip.
When you come and visit Purify IV, you can expect a warm, inviting space. We want to take your mind off of coming to a medical clinic. We are a wellness clinic, but we're more of a med spa feel. It's warm, it's relaxing. You can sit down in a massage chair. You can sit down in one of our private rooms, recline back, watch television. We want to create an experience for our clients.
What separates us a lot in terms of comparison to other IV hydration spaces is that we make all of our drips very fresh. Everything has to come direct from the pharmacy and has to meet certain specs.
So we actually have mobile services. We go to Mooresville area, Charlotte area, Gastonia area. We could come to you.
My personal goal at the end of each day is to hydrate as many people as possible, and everybody can feel as rejuvenated as we do.
You want to stay hydrated, you want to be hydrated, you want to be rejuvenated, and of course you want to be well.
WCCB Charlotte's Carolina Insight is brought to you by Purify IV Charlotte.
Yo, what's up? If you like what you see from the brothers here, give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified when we go live and post new content. Thank you for the support.
What's up?
Yeah, man. So let's keep getting into it, man. So Halle Berry will pay Olivier Martinez $8,000 a month in child support amidst final divorce. Jamie, it was a photo. You playing the photo? I thought it was a clip. It was a photo. Damn, $8,000 a month. I don't think any kid's worth $8,000 a month. But I mean, these are different kind of kids. That might be hopeless in tuition. I don't know. That might be not even including tuition. That might just be care. That may be nanny care. I mean, when you're rich like that, I guess you get paid nanny care, car service, and maybe security guard or something like that. I don't know, man.
D, you got to tell the other part, man. How much she make, man? If she make over a certain amount, how you got to tell that other part, man.
I don't have. Oh yeah, that's right. The other part. So Martinez will receive $8,000 a month in support, and 4.3% of all income she makes above $2 million. Berry will also be footing the bill for their son's, what's the name? Some private school and tuition in his that word. Hold on, make the font a little bigger there. And it's healthcare, insurance, and therapy. So I guess he gets all this stuff, but god damn, man,
that's a lot of bread, man.
I thought the kids were living with her though.
But it's not as much bread as we've seen other people pay, man. I remember Nas paying like Nas was like, I don't even remember what his was.
I know what Nas is paying, I think $50,000 a month.
Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, who you think is bigger, Nas or Halle Berry, bro?
Like Tim said, equality. I mean, listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. I'm like,
I think Nas is bigger than Halle Berry because Nas got a lot of investments more than Halle Berry.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Eric Bonet. Yeah, Eric Bonet dodged the bullet. Yeah, he did.
My man, David Justice.
David Justice happy about that. Yes, he is,
Facts.
Sean.
Facts.
But wait a minute. I thought it had something to do with who the kids lived with.
So it might be with her. I think
he lived with the father.
I think he won custody at the time.
He won custody, but she got to pay $8,000.
Oh, okay. I thought they lived with her.
Which, by the way, I really feel, considering how much money she make, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I really feel like $8,000 is reasonable.
She came off kind of light though. She did.
I mean, in comparison, but yeah, I feel it's reasonable though, man. That sounds about right to me. It's other people that have to pay this out of pocket, man. Damn,
her net worth is $90 million. So
fuck that. Yeah, I don't know.
20 years is only $2 million. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, she's.
But you know what though? You know what though?
Easy.
Yeah. You know what though, G? Net worth is different from like what do you call it? Cash flow. You know what I'm saying?
No, but when you go to child support, Derek, they go by what you gross.
I know, but that don't necessarily mean growth.
No, he's saying her worth doesn't mean what she got coming in right now.
Yeah, I got you.
Net worth is different from gross. That's what she,
And Lisa's right. She does have another kid with the model. So I don't know. I think that kid may have aged out though, right?
How many flicks she has, and she got residuals still coming in. Like,
listen, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not at all. But consider for a second when this came in. We in the middle of a writer's strike and all this other stuff. I don't know how that affects her residuals. I don't know how any of that works. All right, but maybe her money
she got striking a check for $2 million right now.
No, absolutely. I don't think she was. But what she can, as you know. What she can show in court, all right, is a different matter. You know what I'm saying? So,
how do you think child support should be handled?
Don't ask me. It's a whole percentage. It's a percentage to that. It don't matter how you feel it's handled. It's a percentage.
Daughter's 15, so she still got. But
she still got the time.
And depends what state that daughter's in. If that daughter's in New York State, in Jersey, gonna pay the 21.
But you've been to family court, right?
Yeah,
you paid it. So,
I hate that shit.
So, but how should it be handled? If you could write it, how would it go?
If I had to go right, whoever has to pay child support, all right, whatever, like it shouldn't go by what you gross, it's by what you net, what you really bring home, right?
Right.
That's one thing. Also, I would change it up where the parent that's receiving it should have to pay taxes on it, just like we pay taxes. Like they don't have to pay tax. They don't have to claim it on their fucking income. Damn near. Also, they should show what they spend the money on. It's a lot of.
Well, that's the point. If it's supported the kid, because you don't need, $8,000 a month to really support a kid. I know it's like with their lessons, their tennis lessons, you got to maintain the same lifestyle. But what I'm saying is, a lot of this seems to be almost a money grab, inevitably, like a surplus for the parent.
But Kelvin,
that's what it always seems to be.
Kelvin, when they start talking about $8,000 a month, they talking about the child living in a certain lifestyle,
right?
That is appropriate for what their parents make. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Sean.
And that's all a formula. Child support should come with an annual audit of where you spending your money. No argument there, bro. No.
Right.
Argument.
That's what I'm saying. If you can do it, it should be really what the child needs, right? So usually,
but see, now here's
I'm doubting.
You start talking about need. If I'm Bill Gates or some kind of cranny, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't need $8,000 a month to raise a child. But
Well,
you know
that's
what
my
I'm saying?
point. So you would do it where it would go to the things that the child needs, and that would be it, right?
Right, but that's the point, though. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yo, a billionaire knows that you can raise a child on less than $8,000 a month, but should the child still have access to more than $8,000 a month when their parent is a billionaire or something? You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I'm thinking it
So,
should be child support should support the child, what they need, and that's it.
listen, I agree, Kelvin. I agree. However, I also understand the opposite side of the program, because they're saying, listen, if the parents had never broken up, you know what I'm saying? What would the child, what was the lifestyle that the child could have reasonably expected to have? You know what I'm saying? And you have to take that into account. I think that you can take both things into account and still come to a reasonable dollar amount. Now, unfortunately, people turn around. I have a problem with women primarily who turn around and lie and do other little things, all right, to inflate the number, all right, and play games. That's why I have the problem. You know what I'm saying? If you're well off as a man, and I've yet to meet a dude who was well off, who was already supporting his children, who was not willing to take care of that extra. However, it starts to go some other way because the women involved primarily go into court and they play little games and they start doing other things. And unfortunately that's where we at. And now it tears the whole game up. You know what I'm saying? Lisa says, like Kanye said, she was supposed to buy your short a taco with your money. She went to the doctor and bought lipo with your money. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's the only problem I have.
This is the thing. So that was funny, Lisa. This is the thing.
Yeah.
So I remember Ari Spears said that he and his wife knew the expense for their children was $5,000 a month. When they got divorced, the judge awarded her $30,000 a month. He said the judge awarded that not because that's what the kids needed, because it was available.
Yeah.
That's why the judge awarded it, because it was available. I would think it should be for the child. We know it doesn't work like that. Some people have children with people just so they can get child support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And unfortunately, those are the people that get kind of lumped in with the people who really are trying. Listen, I'm a damn victim myself. I ain't gonna go into it, but I'm just saying, like, it's unfortunately those are the people who kind of get lumped in, and it winds up where it winds up, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, there are plenty of brothers that I know ain't necessary and not exclusive to brothers, but there are plenty of people who are having this experience, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect example of that. It's kind of crazy, man, when you start to think about how big a star she is, and you look at it, how much she actually pays. Yes, D, she got off light compared to what we've seen in the past. Extremely light, if you ask me. But I can't argue with it on a degree, because it's kind of like, okay, I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's what it should be. You know what I mean? If roles were reversed and she was a man and that was a woman, you would expect something like that. It was reasonable. That's a reasonable amount. But we don't get that. We get something that's kind of some other thing. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see. That's all. I'm gonna get off my high horse.
Well, I'll tell you this: Moses Malone, and you know how long ago he played. Moses Malone child support was $98,000 a month.
Didn't make no sense. Didn't make no sense.
That was one kid.
For one kid?
Yeah, was that?
I think it was two. I think it was two, I believe. And I believe that came to 1.2 a year or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
yeah,
crazy.
1.2 million, because that's almost $100,000 a month.
Yeah, that's mad. That's madness.
No, Sean's right.
Look how long ago he played.
Sean says, I think 90% of women count child support as their income. That's the real problem. Absolutely, Sean. Child support should be voluntary for 1 year after the breakup. If after 1 year, then the court should be involved. Else it will continue. They can track all of this through PayPal-like systems. Yeah, that's deep.
There should be a card. I think child support, if they can take it out the check, it should go to a card.
Well, they put it on a card now.
No.
It's on a card now.
Let me finish, Derek. Please let me get my words in tonight. I'm just trying to get a couple of words in.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, there should be where it shows like you pay this card to the tuition is paid out of it, everything, so the court can see a record. it should be a record. If everything is too easy now, where you could, like you say, the card go, all right, tuition swiped on that, boom, pay for the tuition, that sneakers bought, whatever outfits, all this other stuff. So that's what should be with child support. Another thing with child support, you say certain things with child support, and Sam, I know you said alimony. That's not including alimony. Alimony is something separate. That's a whole other thing. But also in child support, say if you pay more than what the child support is telling you to pay, you buy, hey, she hit you up, hey, buy some sneakers for this, blah blah blah. I need to this, something for the teachers. The court look at all of that shit as gifts. So anything you pay over, so like, you know what I'm saying? So you pay over, being like you're a nice guy or a nice woman. Yeah. That shit is considered gifts. Yeah. Like, I ain't even no motherfucking gift. I mean, like this motherfucker. Fuck, I'm gonna give her a fucking gift for? You telling me that I'm saying? You telling me what I was thinking at the time when I bought this extra shit? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why with child support shit is a fucking fraud. It's a ripoff. And the child support, another thing with child support is so fucked up. Like, it's other creditors, if you owe them, like you owe Visa and all that stuff, they can't take your driver's license away. They can't take your passport away. But it's on your credit report. You know what I'm saying? So why the child support have all this stuff where they can lock you up, take away your license? You know what I'm saying? That shit don't make any sense to me. Passport and stuff like that. For what?
Crazy. Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy.
I could owe a credit card 100,000 racks. I go owe a chick 20,000 racks. I won't go to jail for the 100,000, but I'll go to jail for the 20.
Yeah.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
It's just some crazy shit, man. Anyway, it's some crazy shit. Oh, just look, my phone just went black. I'm trying to go to the next side. What the fuck happened? All right, there we go. All right, Tiffany Haddish is set to produce a show where successful women date homeless men.
Chill.
So,
chill.
I don't know. Jamie sounds like. So I think, I don't know. Man, correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie. So Tiffany's saying that women should date men that make less money, or are they really like technically unhoused men?
I let me say. So what she said in the article was she was homeless once, and so she thinks there's a stigma with people that are homeless. And in her estimation, sometimes people are just down in a certain position in life. Now, what we have to take in consideration also, there's a lot of mental illness surrounding the homeless population as well. So she's trying to do a show that shows that people are still redeemable if they're homeless, and then people should give them a chance because she feels that people look down upon when they're homeless. Now, I will just speak for myself, obviously. A person that is homeless is not the person that I'd be looking to get into a relationship with. I think the reality of it is this: if you are homeless, I don't think a relationship should be your priority. That's just the way I feel about it. I think you got some other things to take care of. I think relationship has more to do with leisure and stuff. I think you have some other things you need to tend to, like getting a home, a place to live. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to take you out and I'm like, where you live at? Oh, just drop me anywhere. See, I don't want to do that.
Oh, man.
That'd be wrong. Because I feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? You on the E train and I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong.
Look at Sean saying that Eddie Murphy do that in Trading Places. That's hilarious. Yo, but that's funny though. You could literally drop a motherfucker off anyway. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good right here. That's so funny. Hey, listen. One thing I gotta say to that though is how many men have did that with chicks? Chicks are damn near homeless, roommating, sleeping on the floor. We done did it several times. I done paid for a couple of damn things here and there for some chicks back that's kind of homeless, like unhoused, if you want to say. So women sleeping. That's the word. That's the word. I'm not mean that's the real word. That's what you use. You don't say homeless anymore. You say unhoused.
Oh shit.
You say unhoused. So at least like how many chicks you don't date? Like some chicks sleep on couches and shit. You don't met them at the club. Like we let's go to your room. No, this is my room. Right where everybody at with TV. So
the language is crazy.
Nah, that's the word. That's the real word. It's called unhoused, man. And then and remember, and I told you before, it's not suicide anymore. It's unalived yourself. So remember, you gotta learn these.
Are you
terms.
serious?
I swear to God, it's unalived. Unalived yourself.
Yo, stop it.
I'm dead. I'm so serious. That's the words, man.
Yo, can we just stop playing games?
Shout out to Shauna, man. How Ray doing? First of all, how's Ray doing?
What's happening, Shauna? What's happening?
Shout out to Shauna, man. She got in late on the chat. But yeah, man. But dudes have done it. Think about it. We have done it. We have taken homeless chicks that had kids. Dudes have done it. It's our turn now.
You remember that guy that
reparations.
That guy that had that real deep voice. Some white
Yeah.
man met him.
Oh yeah. It was a homeless. Yeah, I remember that.
We tried to put him on with a news station because he had like a radio station voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was right back on the streets. He just couldn't get away from whatever his vice was, I guess, because he stuck up all that money.
Yeah.
He didn't take advantage of that opportunity. I mean, some people are redeemable, some people aren't. I mean, it's just kind of what it is.
But I just believe this. There needs to be something whole about you before you get into a relationship and bring another person in. That's just the reality of it. That's why I used to hear people who were drug addicted say not to get in a relationship in rehab. They used to tell people to not get in a relationship in rehab. And their reason, there's some things that you need to do before you get, because you don't need a person that's going to either become a crutch for you or something. Sometimes you need to, kind of find your way. I don't know, and I thank God I've never been homeless, but I don't know that if I were homeless, that I would want to be in a position where I'm trying to, because I think inevitably what you would try to do is actually just glean from the other person. You probably would wind up just being a taker, whether it's inadvertently or subconscious or not.
It depends what happened, how you wind up homeless. It depends. It depends how.
I think a person has to be whole because they're so damaged. Like you said, they would become just a crutch, and they would look to you for these things. So the person before you got to put the wholeness before a relationship. To your point, Kelvin, you can't.
If the girl is homeless, right, Gordon, if she's homeless, I'd be like, hey, you want to go out? No, I just want to stay in. You know what I'm saying? That would be, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to go out. She already out. Gordon, forgive me. We just, I'm just messing around. I'm joking.
Only thing I don't like with down the house people, don't bring a dog into your life. Why you have the dog? Let the dog run free.
But it's companionship.
Facts.
Yeah, but then they need to get a chick. I would see some dudes could be homeless and say if he lost his restaurant or something happened to his mom and them and they like lost it, you come back. You never know. You might get a good dude. Broke dudes. They tell women that a lot of women say the brokest dude got the best sex game. So go get your homeless dude, give him some Dove, wash his ass up, blow your back out. You know what I'm saying? Let him drive your car, all that kind of shit. I mean, listen, you gotta find him. You gotta find him, man. You gotta find him where you can find him.
Yo, is that the?
Let me tell you something. I
don't know, man.
I found a letter one time. We were about to rent out our apartment, and I found a letter that a dude wrote a woman from jail. He wrote a woman from jail, and he's trying to court this woman who is free, and he in jail. And he's like, I just want you to know, shorty, what I'm saying? I don't like to play games, all this. And I'm like, I'm amazed. I kept the letter. I found the letter. I kept it. That the man is trying to court a woman from a prison cell and talk about all that they can do together and all he can offer. And I'm saying homelessness to me, if you're in that state, I don't think that's the priorities. Tiffany Haddish's quote was, everybody deserves love.
Kelvin, it's not too far-fetched. My cousin met his first wife when he was the inmate. Wrote to her every night. Because it happens all. This is very common. This happens all the time.
What else does he have to do?
Right. It ain't like he's going up to work tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm telling you,
what you doing? I'm working out today.
What's up?
Like my cousin, he made a mistake young. He paid his time, and he's doing pretty well now, driving his trucks and stuff. And he got a new wife and stuff. Tell you, man. Listen, don't be find love anywhere. But anyway, I want Jamie bring some comment. There you go, Jamie. I was gonna say bring the comment.
You got something. He got it. Says Tim G says so. If someone finds true love, do they live in the streets together? Yeah, if it's true love. But come on, bro.
Well, I guess that's why I never found
living your ass in the streets, man. Come on. Sean says I check it in. He said, I mean, they business went past the security guards for a homeless man. Damn. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Come on. Sponsor ads will be Nike, Cocoa Butter, Doves, Coca-Cola, and Indeed. Yeah, Sharif says love after lockdown. There's love after lockdown. Is there love after lockdown?
No, it is some shows. They got shows behind this shit, man. I'm trying to tell you,
man. Y'all watch a lot of.
And don't forget my show I'm working on called Why We Will Never Get Anywhere as a People. This is why.
You got some hardcore shows on that too, so you got
listen, man.
going on.
Brothers, y'all forget how many broke chicks we know that ask us for $40. Come on,
A lot.
Yo, relationships, boy.
Why is it always 40? Why is it always 40?
I don't know what $40 is, man.
Because 50 sounds too much. So if you go 40, it's not like this ain't gonna break a $50.
You know you got 40.
You got 40. You got 2 20s. You got 2 20s.
Yeah.
4 10s laying around there, something like that. You know what I'm
Gee,
saying?
where did you learn all this crap from?
I used to be a former pimp.
Just enough to buy something.
A long time ago, I used to be in these streets. Long time ago. No, but allegedly. That's right, Jamie. Allegedly. But I tell you, that's $40 a safe space, man.
Yo, it is. I ain't
It's a
gonna
safe
lie.
space. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. I think you're better off.
That's the key.
That's
it. You gonna forget that 40? Yeah, you're right.
Let me say, I think you're better off being up here, meeting a woman, and then she see you fall and help you get back up, than her meeting you when you've fallen. Because a lot of times when people meet you after you've fallen, they always associate you with that place.
You might have a point.
That's right, Sharif. You walk around at least $40.
Yeah, he said people walk around at least $40. Unless you're me, I don't walk around with no cash since COVID. I'm sorry. I'm caught in everything, man. COVID broke me of all my cash, bro. I don't walk around with cash no more.
Why?
I walk around with cash because you never know when the hookup goes.
I feel uncomfortable without cash on me.
There you go, D.
I'm always with cash. I don't give a fuck.
I'm the same way. This generation don't like carrying cash. I always
I always get the deal coming when cash is king.
Maybe that's because I went in so places where they wouldn't take cash. I just kind of just learned to just leave it in the bank.
Yeah, I like to have them both.
Okay, no argument for me. No argument for me. Trust me.
I was thinking the same thing, Lisa. It's been a minute. I can't front. I can't believe we went. I didn't want to say nothing. Like when a person is working on a no hitter, Lisa, I didn't want to say anything.
You just be quiet. You don't say nothing, right? You don't say nothing because you jinx it, right?
Listen, if going back to $40, when chicks ask you for more than $40. You remember the scene when Jada Pinkett had needed that money to get a nephew that tuition? I sent that picture of that dude, smile, look like this. You know what you got to do for this $100, right?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you. You know what the most irritating amount of money is to lend somebody? $200, $300. I swear.
Oh, you never get that shit back.
You never get it. It's just enough. You know they made it, and you know they made it since then, right? You know they got it, but they duck you. It's just enough for them to duck you. Oh my God, that's the most irritating thing in the world.
Oh, bring back Tim. I'm sorry. What did Tim say? I'm sorry. I was trying to listen to Derek at the same time.
Tim says she should choose a better angle. I mean, she's making a comeback herself after that scandal with the kids.
I should be all right. That kid shit. Nobody care about that shit. That shit going. Nobody gonna care. As long as you make people laugh, nobody gonna fuck with that kid shit. I didn't even think about it until you said it right now. Nobody think shit go by so fast a blip. You can get rid of something. You don't know R. Kelly shit, no Jeffrey Epstein shit. You can get away with that shit.
Yeah, true indeed.
You know what I'm saying? You get away with shit. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. But Nora said.
Yeah, she said I never loan money, not even $40. She ain't lying.
I ain't mad at you there.
My wife is like damn tightwad. She ain't lending out a damn thing.
I hear that.
Give a damn. You know that's why I got her. I'm trying
Richard
to tell you,
Pryor said, I worked too hard for my money.
Yeah, she ain't playing. My wife ain't playing, man. She don't.
Hey, Jamie, play. Let's see, get some saying. What would you do? Let me see what this clip is about, Jamie.
My wife passed away and left me with 2 children, but I just found out through DNA that they are not my children. I am 36 years old. Please advise me what y'all think he should do. So there's
Call
a guy.
Dago.
Huh?
Call grandma.
Man, you need to go to church or something. I don't know.
I was gonna ask something. I was gonna ask something that seemed like the elephant in the room. Did you find out those wasn't your kids and then your wife passed away, or she just died of natural causes? That's what I wanted. Just be like the timing just seemed both of them wasn't yours. Yeah, I think she. How did she pass away?
Oh man.
But no, on the real, I think it depends. I think it depends.
Man. I mean, man, it's hard.
Yeah,
So
I think it depends.
do you do an ancestry one and then try to find the real father or family members to your kids? Then do you do the ancestry? It's like, okay, they find the first cousin, and you can figure out then return the sender.
I don't know. I don't. Let me tell you something. If you have to do that, then you've already let the kids go. To me, if you it depends on where they are in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
You can love those kids to a point. Now, those kids have nothing to do with how they were conceived. If you already love them, you've been raising them kids for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. You're not gonna just give them kids to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your issue is with their mother, and she was foul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
My wife said FTK. Give them to the maternal grandmother.
Man.
I'm telling you, that's why.
Oh, they're going too fast. You're going too fast, Sammy. We're going too fast.
Oh, Lisa says, how old are the kids? Have you been there for them since birth? And that's all they know is dad. See, Lisa trying to be
she's right.
reasonable.
She's right.
She's trying to be reasonable. Yeah, I got her.
To Kelvin's point is it depends on the situation, because if you got time invested in these kids, you're already connected to them. Unless you already know who the father is and the real family is, I've already invested in them, and as long as they're, you know what I'm saying, that love is there, you know what I'm saying, I'll raise them as my own. It's like
kids are born in your heart. They can be born in your heart.
Yeah, no doubt.
Somebody come get them.
Shauna said somebody better come get them kids.
Fucked
She
up.
ain't lying.
Right now, fucked up. Y'all fucked up. Scroll for
Shauna, goddamn.
Now they badass kids now.
Now I ain't gonna front. I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge the person that wants to walk away though. He's 36 years old. He may just say, you know, I'm young enough that I want to go and meet somebody else and whatever. So I can't judge the person either way. I think it has to be, as they would say in baseball, is fielder's choice. You'd have to just say it has to be, you know, subject to how you feel about it. You know those kids belong to?
Her best friend. The best friend always know what a fucking daddy is.
Yo, you ain't never lied deep.
Yeah, it's time for the godparents to step up, right?
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, you're right.
The best friend knows.
Yeah, knowing is responsibility. There you go. You know what you're responsible for what you know. For real.
Yeah, man. But it's good to know. Oh yeah, so over $260,000 was raised for the black man who alleged willed the chair during a Montgomery brawl and other defendants. Jamie, play some photos. You got photos. That's what it is.
Okay. Damn, what happened to his eye?
Oh, he might have that Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, okay.
He might have that Forrest Whitaker.
Hey, listen, they got hit with some joints too.
Yeah,
everybody was out there thrown.
That's true. I'm glad people raised money for this, man, because you know people say, "Oh, it was violence," but I say, "Yo, Trump raised money for his defense, right? Giuliani got to get his money up." You know what I'm saying? You know, those people that cause violence in certain kind of ways, but the bullshit because you might not throw a punch, but you made people go out there throw some punches in some windows and chairs and mess up some security guards. I mean, some safe police officers and stuff like that. So
you know, it's interesting. When I was a kid, I used to watch wrestling. The chair was always like the first go-to object. Remember that chair? And he must have been a wrestling fan too, because the way my man. But yeah, as far as people, I don't know why it's gonna cost that much money for his defense. I mean, to me, everything's on video. I mean, this looks like it should be done open shut, whatever it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like a big investigation. She said she provided one.
I got put $5 on it.
40 on it. Put 40 on it.
Man, 42 hours. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at that though. I'm glad brothers and sisters showed we get good legal representation. Maybe get a fine, minor, misdemeanor, something like that. So we'll see. What Jimmy said. Hold up.
They woke up that morning and chose violence is what happened.
Oh, okay. So where we at? Okay. The fisherman claims that he has been harassed at the lake in his house, in his neighborhood. Jamie, play the clip for us, please.
A local man simply wants to fish in his own neighborhood. Alarming video tonight shows him catching something else. Good evening, I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Sean Gables. Anthony Gibson talking exclusively to Atlanta News First about his experience with what he calls racial harassment. Videos of the encounters have since gone viral on social media. It all happened at a neighborhood lake in Newnan. This is southwest of Atlanta and Coweta County. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson has more on the story.
The lake in the center of Springwater Plantation is where Anthony Gibson has been fishing for years.
A couple of times out of the week, this lake is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. You know, not a lot of people bother you or anything like that until there are.
This week, it all changed with this viral TikTok video.
You guys residents here? Are we bothering anyone?
When a woman approaches him as he's fishing with a friend.
This lake is supposedly for residents only.
She came and said, oh, if you're not a resident, you have to leave. I am a resident.
That same day, he claims to have been approached other times prior to this encounter.
This is the third person. I'm in my own neighborhood, and a white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing. All are the same type of people.
Atlanta News First saw some of those other encounters on his page, one of which he claims police were called on him. I spoke to Gibson's father, who says he has owned a home here for 2 years.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
This is unbelievable.
And now,
I just hope that these people end up being woke.
they all want something to be done quickly.
But what about the next person that looks like me? That's a problem. I'm not fighting for me. I don't care. I told you I grew numb to this. I'm fighting for the next person that don't have a voice.
Now, while we were out here doing this interview, another black woman told us her sons have been approached near this area as well, and they've been here since 2018. Now, Gibson says he plans to talk to the community's HOA about this issue. In Noonan, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Hey, man. Everybody go ahead and move in there. Reverse gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Get on up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Make them feel it. Because we already know, everybody from Brooklyn, we already know what it is. We know how it feels. So get on up in there and start fishing over there by that lake, man. Get some more people over there, man.
Yeah, I always wonder why the people are so compelled to come with authority to question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what makes you, if they are there illegally, why are you the person that always has to come and ask? Like, why are you the person that, like, what is your credentials to this? Like, what are you neighborhood watch? Why, if you have an issue, you think somebody's there illegally or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to always approach the person? Like, that's what I don't get. Always that person.
Yeah, she did lose her job, Tim. You're right. She did lose her job.
Oh, she did lose a job. Oh, wow. I don't know. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, you gotta
see Derek. Derek, at the beginning, you mentioned, you made this example about there's 4 legs to the table. One of them is racism. All 4 are racist in this country. All 4 legs. What's the top. The actual table is what we're all playing on. The foundation of it was based on racism. That's just the bottom line. It was based on that.
You think racism is a what do you call it? An ingredient, if you will.
Well, no, I think it's the country was built on these racist principles. The laws are built on these principles. It was built on. It wasn't. These laws were not built for any other race in this country other than white people.
No argument.
Right. So what I'm saying is, so now, in other words, a black man was followed in Georgia. A black man was beaten in Mississippi. Well, right, it's Georgia, it's Mississippi. That like the story is when a black man is not beaten there. That's the story. That's news. Like it's just it's a reality. I grew up in Massapequa, Long Island. Massapequa racist.
Yeah,
it was racist when I was there. It was racist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Yeah. You know, so navigating that is the question.
But my wife came in. She said, "Fishing while black, shopping while black, bird watching while black, walking with Skittles while black." Yeah, listen, man. And Sean says, "Part for the cause is good that it is documented." That's all you really can do, man. Document it, man. But let me tell you something, man. It's all part of the branding, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have America's number one. It's number one because of the illusion that no matter how bad you can be, at least you're not black. You know what I'm saying? At least they're the lowest of the below. And it's an understanding, a tacit understanding, a covenant, if you will. All right. With the other side, which is now starting to fray a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We start to have problems when the covenant itself is starting to fray. All right. And then so that's why I'm saying I'm buying gold and I'm sitting in the cut with my tool, man, waiting for somebody to come through the door. You know what I mean? Because it's getting crazy right now. You know what I mean? Racism itself doesn't bother me. It's like if racism bothers you as a black man, where the hell have you been for like your entire life, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have learned how to deal with it by now. It's like,
well, I'm with you to an extent. Racism bothers me, just not enough to be governed by it.
Dog, all right, gravity must bother you too then. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a problem when you jump off the second floor and you break your leg, right? That's a
Well, I
problem,
mean,
right?
yeah, I mean, when I say that, Derek, in other words, it doesn't deter me, but it does. I mean, I'm like, I don't.
You
He's
learn
not
what not to
unscathed,
do.
you know.
You learn what not to do. You know what I mean? It didn't bother me. I'm used to it. It's part of
Right,
it.
it doesn't shock. No, that it
Yeah,
doesn't shock me. No, it
you
doesn't
work
shock
with
me.
it. You work
As a
with
matter
it.
of fact, there are times when if it's absent, it surprises me.
That's what I'm saying. If gravity was the negate for like 30 seconds, you would notice. All right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we are with racism, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you started floating off into the air for 30 seconds, oh my God, I can fly. You know what I mean? I can go anywhere I want for 30 seconds. Come on, bro. That wouldn't even feel right. You wouldn't know what to do with it. That's what racism is, bro. Imagine if racism disappeared for like a day and you could go wherever you wanted to, do whatever you wanted to do. You wouldn't even
Which
know
is
what to
something
do.
I proposed. They should have no racism day where you give the racists one day off.
Yeah,
It's just one day where they don't have to follow you around the store. They don't have to just one day where they can kind of, recharge their batteries.
It's like everybody would jump off the Empire State Building, bro, and fall to their death. It wouldn't even work, bro. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even work. That's not how America works.
like
Sharif says white people have that confrontation gene or something when it comes to their neighborhood. Yeah, well, you know. And Sean says true, and their dogs. Their dogs come before you, by the way. All right, so don't come between them and their dogs, dog. You know what I'm saying? The dogs are number one. Trust me on that. You know. But yeah, I mean, listen, man. You don't even get upset about it. I don't even get upset about it no more.
And it's fuel. That's what amazes me. If you remember years ago, we covered one of our first stories. There was this black man moved into an apartment complex. The woman followed him in the elevator up to his door, all something like questioning him. Now, all the other times you jump in the elevator, black man, you got to pull a pocketbook in. You got to this and that third word. She went and literally followed the man to his door, wanting to know if he could show her proof that he lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one. I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah, you know, otherwise known as Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know.
I agree. I agree. Good point, Gary. Good point.
Yeah, man. So this is a segment we call Watch It or Chop It. So I watched, I don't know if anybody saw it, but all up in the biz, the documentary on Showtime about the late, great Biz Markie hip-hop artist. I was going to say entertainer, because he was also another hip-hop artist. He was on Yo Gabba Gabba, voiceovers for different things. I actually saw this. I don't know if anybody saw this. I actually love this. Is another Nas production by what's the name of Nas thing again? Mass Appeal, by Mass Appeal. I think this was one of the best documentaries about hip hop artists of one of young brothers. I would say young because he's died in his 50s. But anybody else see it besides myself? Anybody get a chance to check it out yet? Man, you're missing a good one here, man. This is gonna take y'all back because we all was around the same age and we all came up when Biz was coming up. So it'll take you back to when the early starts. So you see early Rakim, like if all you guys are real Rakim fans, and they talk about all the spots in Long Island, how he put Biz Markie put Long Island map, but he also put Rakim on the map. He also put different people. He was a Dapper Dan said Biz Markie is one of the most one person support him the most in the beginning of stages and stuff like that. Stuff we put like other artists, even like Master Ace, have given a shout out for that when he did that Me and the Biz song. He explained how that came about. So I would just, if you got a chance, see, thank you, Tim. Excellent documentary, right?
Yeah.
Feel bad, Rakim. Rakim was really hurting behind when Biz died. Kane was hurt behind Biz, but Rakim really felt it.
And I'm sure Marley Marl too.
Yeah, Marley.
I thought they were close. They weren't?
Nah, they fell out. Marley Marl fell out. That's why he didn't do no song. That's why he had that song. I'm not gonna mess it up for y'all. When y'all see the documentary,
okay,
you see why Master Ace did that other song. But Rakim took it
where
back.
Where can I find this documentary at? Where's this
I can see Rakim
on Showtime, because Biz Markie took Rakim to the battles and stuff like that, and Biz Markie came to his school and all that stuff. Like you'll see it. He put Rakim like showed him a lot of love. So thank you, Sharif. It was great. I think it was one of the best.
Was very good.
It was very good. Master Appeal is doing great work, man. So I just want to make sure everybody.
Yo, Biz was a great DJ, man. Come down here to Charlotte. He's a DJ.
Oh, killed it. Biz teared down. Man, I'm gonna say if you ever get the chance, we can't see it now. But Biz Biz DJ, Gordon said, hands down, because he knew records. Biz is a music dude, man. So
Biz is dope.
I'd say Biz is one of the best. What I tell you, any encounter I had with Biz was a good. He was a fun dude, love, and like Biz said, he can get in any club he wants to because he just had that kind of love and energy. Very good dude, man. Solid dude, man. So
I can see Rakim feeling bad about that too.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I mean, only thing I want Rakim, I think Rakim needs a. Rakim look like me. Rakim look like he just came home from jail. He talked like that. He dressed like that. Like Rakim, you are damn near 60 years old or 60 years old. I don't know how old you are.
But
Rakim,
let me tell you,
on, bro. Like
let me tell you the thing with Rakim is, and what I've observed with Rakim. Rakim gets so much love and so much respect from so many different angles of the world, right, of the hip hop world, that he automatically, we don't want Rakim to change, man. The people who are in the Rakim, we don't want. Rakim, how would you? All right, so fine. How would you think about how you would think Rakim would change? Imagine him saying something. How do you want him to start sounding? How do you want him to start talking? How do you want him to start dressing? How do you know what I'm saying? Where do you want him to start going? It wouldn't even be Rakim no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even be the same person.
He'd be the same person.
He needs to gain some weight. All his clothes seem oversized.
I'm like, come on, man.
Listen, you like. Wait a minute, Gordon. You down with the tight stuff?
No, not tight. It should be fitted. His shit look like he's back.
It should be fitted. Okay, so it should be fitted.
Yeah, it should.
Come on, you wear the fitted shit.
Derek, here you go.
Wear like triple XL and he.
Facts. And he's extra large. Rakim look like he just got out of Attica and his homies picked him up and put some clothes on him.
Hey yo, wait a minute. So y'all down with the fitted shit? Y'all down with the little?
I thought he was sick.
Derek,
yo, he's so thin. I thought he was sick.
Exactly.
I met him.
Like Sharif said, he's stuck at 86 to 88. Like, bro,
we want him.
No, I don't want him there. No, I don't want any.
He's not stuck at 86, 88.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna say 98.
Nah, no. I wish he was at least 98.
I'm gonna give him 10 more years and say 98 in 2000.
He looks.
Listen, he stopped short at that skinny jean shit though.
No, I don't care about the skinny jeans. But look, when you see Big Daddy Kane, Big Daddy Kane always look like a well-groomed, nice man. Rakim can get the same respect and love like that. He looks horrible.
We playing around. I'm playing around. I would like to see. Listen, what I would like to see Rakim in, I would like to see him in I would like to see him one time in a suit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just one time, suited and booted. I would like to see Rod just one time suited and booted, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I think he got it in him.
Your wife got it right.
He's just stuck in the late 80s. Must be something with the name. Oh, chill, babe. That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke. We got a homeboy named Rakim.
Yeah,
chill.
That's
you know what I'm saying. He
your friend is stuck in 86.
Yeah, he is. I ain't gonna lie. That's my man. We always love him. He's that friend that never changed. You know, you got that one friend that never ever changed.
I don't hang with him.
He's that dude, man.
And I actually think that hurt Rakim's career too.
It did.
Because he was nice enough where he could have stepped into this newer era in the 90s, I think. And I don't think he ever really fully did.
I don't think
because he's still with the Gucci and all that stuff like that and the hat still. I just think, that kind of grown man renaissance that happened in hip hop at a certain point. He could have jumped on and rode that wave a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember 2000 hip hop, and I didn't like it. And maybe I'm an old school dude, old school fool, as they say, but I didn't like it. Everything after 2000, and we 23 years into it. But you know what I'm saying? Everything after 2000, I really didn't dig.
No, I don't think people don't like his music, but they got to admit he did keep the same. Kind of style.
I don't agree with that on the 2000s because you got some banging ass music in 2000.
Who?
Banging. Ludacris. You want me to go down the list? Ludacris. And you bugging. Then I don't need to even hear you.
All right, Ludacris. I ain't gonna lie. Listen. I grew into Ludacris when Ludacris first came out, bro. When Ludacris first came out, I wasn't into Ludacris. I grew into Ludacris later because all of the shit that came out later was such trash. You know what I'm saying? So it made me appreciate Ludacris. I couldn't get that same feeling from hip hop. Ludacris didn't give me that same hip hop.
Didn't Dre Day come out in 01? I like that.
Who?
Huh?
Didn't Dre Day come out in 01?
Yep.
Dre Day?
Yep. And then I could, if we want to, and then much as
I like that though.
As much as I don't like the dude, Kanye West came early. Kanye West was dope.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front.
I think probably to about 2010 where it may have ended for me.
That's I'll give you 2010.
But see, I feel like y'all are giving me certain points. I don't feel like y'all are giving me the whole.
Because I think Khaled did some good stuff too. I think Khaled did some good stuff.
Khaled got a dope ass albums then.
Yeah, I think he did some good
y'all
stuff.
are giving me exceptions. I'm serious. I'm not gonna.
Derek, you told us to name some stuff. What we gonna do? Everything we gonna name is gonna be an exception.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall
Let
back.
me say one last
I
thing.
didn't see nothing. I didn't
I
feel
want
like
the
I saw
examples.
nothing.
I want the big stuff.
I don't feel like I saw nothing innovation, man. I don't feel like I
Yo,
saw no
before we,
innovation in 2000. But
I want to say this before we go off the air tonight. I want to shout out Sha'Carri Richardson. When she kind of fell off on this show, we documented it, and that young lady has come back, and she's come back strong. She's really rejuvenated her career. Sha'Carri Richardson. Yeah,
she had to get set back a little bit, and so she calmed down.
She's killing right now.
Yeah, so Sam said Dre didn't come out too, but we could go 50 Cent, Eminem. I want to go down the list. I don't feel like going down the list of the Drakes.
Maybe we do one day, man. I need y'all to open my eyes.
Little Wayne.
Those are just exceptions, BD. Those are just exceptions.
I don't like Little Wayne. Little Wayne had bombs.
I don't even talk, man.
He had bombs. I'm not, and I just saw him in concert, and I didn't think he was the greatest, but I gotta give credit where credit is.
Lil Wayne got a trash concert, bro. I already know he got a trash concert. Come on, man.
No. I gotta say it's a trash concert. He just did a trash performance at the 50th.
He got a trash concert. I ain't gonna front.
Derek, have you been there? Have you been to
I don't need to. He's concert.
You can't comment on something you ain't been to. You're a hater. You sound like an old.
So what?
You sound like You sound like a drunk ass Nelly Mel.
Look, what are we doing?
Like you know what I'm saying? So you can't say that 2000. Come on, man. Like if you want to really what you want for the 99 to 2000. You can't tell me y'all motherfuckers didn't listen to that shit.
Listen,
like,
I need I need y'all to show me. I need y'all to show me the
bro.
error of my ways. Somebody show me, man.
Bro, I could keep on if I had the list in front of me right now. So the 2000 was dope ass music.
We'll go into it maybe one day.
2000
was
dope ass music.
No question.
But anyhow, man, on that note, man, got one more, right? Oh, sorry. Survival of the Thickest. This is on Netflix. This was actually brought me into this. This is actually a fucking good ass show.
Pretty good.
It was funny.
Pretty good.
Check it out. If you want something light to kick it, just like if you're in a dark space, you want something to make you laugh a little bit. Watch this joint. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's a blow. The episode's only like 30 minutes each episode. You can blow through it in like a couple of hours. And on a rainy day or whatever, you just chilling out and doing something. If you're on a plane, just watch that. You get into it. I touch into my girl shows. So I used to love a lot of women. I ain't gonna lie. I love women's shows, man. I do. I used to love Girlfriends. I like all of them kind of shows, man. I watch Harlem. I watch all them kind of shows like that. So I'm into the women's shows, man. I ain't gonna lie. They got good stories.
I tapped in one time with my wife, man, on like some binge shit, man. We tapped in one night, man. I was lightweight watching. I ain't let her on right now, but it was kind of slick though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I like Survival of the Thick. Yeah, she loved that show. Yeah, honey, I know you do. And I ain't gonna front. I was entertained by it as well for a while. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty high praise for me because I wasn't really into it all. I was actively trying to hate on the show. You know how I do with hip hop. 2000 after I hate on it, right? So I was trying to hate on the show, but I actively couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was kind of cool, but I'll admit that he had admitted to her at the time though. So yeah, it was pretty slick. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it.
So I like No Red Taste. I ain't too fond of yours. I said, all right.
Don't have to be. Don't have to be.
Did you guys talk about You People when that came out?
You People.
Did you guys talk about You People when that came out?
Which one was that?
With Laura London.
Oh, I'll check that out. Yeah, was Eddie Murphy? That was Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool joint. But Jam, you say you got one more thing. Thick girls are winning. Yes, sir. All day. Keep you warm. Hey, it's about to be thick girl. It's about to be thick girl season.
Absolutely, thick girl.
About to be thick. I'm about to put that sweater on soon. You know what I'm saying? About to be thick girl season out here. Y'all playing around. But Jamie, you said we got one more thing we on the show. One more video, right? Is that we're gonna show the video to that?
I hit the pool in my chair. I've been waiting on this. What?
Like, it's your best bet to just walk away. I'm confused. You had no business telling her to shut up.
Oh, you did nothing. Come on. I'm waiting on you. Because what you not about to do is try to get me arrested. So come on, you gotta swing. So that way I'll be justified when I whoop your ass.
Like, literally, just walk away. Just walk away. Like, are you kidding me?
I know Michael speaks in some way like, yeah, you thought he was different. Wow.
You should have known anybody in a house coat or robe, whatever you're going to, and some slippers in the supermarket, don't fuck with them. That's first signs like black Air Force One. See somebody black Air Force Ones, walk away. You got no wings with them. 8-ball jacket, walk away. No wings. House robe, slippers in the supermarket, walk away.
Fashionably challenged.
The signs are there. And she can hold her hands up like this real good. Walk away. She did some time.
I can't.
She did some time.
But she called it.
Yeah.
She called it.
The dude was like 85 years old, hands held down here.
But see, Gordon,
exactly the stance was the
I mean, come on.
But see, which is why he shouldn't have picked the fight, man. She was let me tell you what happened. He saw the anything Rakim wears, walk away.
Walk away. Anything Rakim wears, you walk away.
Y'all gonna stop messing with the
you gonna lose. The guard MC, him and Melly Mel go sit your ass down. I'm tired of both of them.
Hold up. You ain't gonna do that, D. You ain't gonna do that.
I'm not a Rakim.
Rakim and Melly Mel, you ain't gonna say that. You can have Melly Mel. You ain't gonna have Rakim. Cut that out. Cut that out.
I'm not a Rakim fan.
You knew
I'm sorry.
He took his hat off.
Facts.
Was he drunk? What in the world? She had combat training. Absolutely. That's actually what happened with my wife. Y'all sleeping with my wife. She got combat training. Y'all don't even know. She's a hand to hand trained specialist. Y'all don't even know. Yeah. What's up, Sean?
Wow.
Yeah, man. So, but anyway, the sign.
You remember when Tyson hit Tubbs and he went down slow?
Yeah.
That's what this looked like. His nervous system got the email late.
I know.
I'm gonna give her credit though. I'm gonna give her credit for being that damn robot go-kart. That's what I'm gonna give her credit for. Even though he was old, he was 130 years old. She was still
He may not have stopped that shot, man.
What happened?
He might not have. You might have a point, Gordon. You might have went to the hospital.
That dude was really old, man.
He was really old, man.
But he had to learn.
He had to learn. Listen, old races, young races, women races, they all got to learn. Just mind your motherfucking business. Leave people the fuck alone. Especially when they wear them goddamn Rakim clothes. And on that note, my brothers and sisters, we want to say
you think you're slick. You think you're slick.
Peace.